Have you ever felt like your mind is a whirlwind of thoughts, constantly racing from one worry to the next? In a world filled with endless distractions, buzzing notifications, breaking news, and a to-do list that never ends, clarity feels like a luxury, doesn't it? Pause for a moment and picture this: a mind as calm and steady as a still lake, reflecting the world around it with perfect clarity. Every decision you make comes from a place of deep focus and unshakable peace. Sounds like a dream? What if I told you it's not just possible, but also entirely within your reach? In today's video, we'll embark on a transformative journey into the ancient wisdom of Buddhism to uncover the art of thinking clearly. Through centuries-old principles, we'll learn how to cut through the noise, embrace simplicity, and develop a mindset that thrives even in the chaos of modern life. These teachings aren't about escaping reality or renouncing the world. They are practical tools to help you reconnect with what truly matters. Whether you're facing challenges, making important decisions, or simply seeking peace amidst the noise, the lessons in this video will guide you toward a mind that's calm, focused, and resilient. But here's the twist: I won't just share these 6 principles with you. Together, we'll explore real-life examples, timeless stories, and practical steps you can apply today. By the end of this journey, you won't just understand the art of clear thinking, you'll be ready to live it. So, if you've ever longed for a calmer, wiser, and more purposeful version of yourself, this video is for you. Let's take the first step together. Are you ready? Principle 1: Cutting through the noise. We live in an era of constant bombardment: emails, social media, breaking news, and endless to-do lists. Our minds are like a radio stuck on full volume, with every channel playing at once. It's exhausting, isn't it? This is the mental fog of modern life. And yet, amidst this chaos, there exists a timeless antidote: mindfulness. The nature of mental noise. Imagine your mind as a still pond. On a tranquil day, the water is clear, and you can see straight to the bottom. But every thought, worry, or distraction is like a pebble thrown into that pond, creating ripples. A few ripples. That's natural, even beautiful. But when the ripples become constant, the water churns, and clarity is lost. This is how modern life feels: endless ripples, one after the other, until our mental pond is a stormy mess. Notifications buzz, opinions flood our screens, and worries spiral out of control. The result: overthinking, anxiety, and distraction. But what if we could quiet those ripples, even just for a moment? The Buddhist approach, mindfulness. At its heart, mindfulness is the practice of bringing your full attention to the present moment. It's not about silencing your thoughts or achieving a perfect state of calm. It's about observing your mind without judgment. This simple practice acts as an anchor, keeping you grounded amidst life's turbulence. Consider this: when you sit quietly and notice your breath, just the sensation of air entering and leaving your lungs, something remarkable happens. The ripples begin to fade. The noise of the world softens, and your mental pond starts to settle. A story: The Farmer and the Storm. Let me share a story from Buddhist tradition. Once, a farmer's field was struck by a sudden storm. His crops were ruined, and his livelihood seemed lost. Distraught, he ran to a wise monk, crying, "What will I do? Everything is gone." The monk listened patiently and replied, "Take a deep breath. Can you control the storm?" The farmer shook his head. The monk continued. Then why let the storm destroy your peace of mind as well? This simple yet profound lesson reminds us that while we can't control the storms of life, we can control how we respond. Mindfulness is the key to that control. Practical steps to practice mindfulness. Bringing mindfulness into your life doesn't require hours of meditation or complex rituals. Start small. Mindful breathing. When you feel overwhelmed, pause. Take a deep breath. Notice the air as it flows in and out of your lungs. Repeat this for a minute, and you'll feel the ripples in your mind begin to settle. Mindful observation. Pick an object, perhaps a cup of tea or a flower. Notice its texture, color, and shape. Let your attention linger, and feel how this focus quiets your thoughts. Mindful listening. When someone speaks to you, resist the urge to plan your response. Instead, truly listen. Focus on their words, tone, and emotions. Daily check-in. At the end of each day, spend 2 minutes reflecting. Ask yourself, what moments brought me peace today? What moments stirred anxiety? This simple habit builds awareness over time. The benefits of mindfulness. Mindfulness doesn't eliminate challenges, but it changes how we face them. With practice, you'll find clarity in decision-making. You can distinguish between what truly matters and what is mere noise. Emotional stability. Instead of reacting impulsively to stress, you'll respond with calm and wisdom. Improved focus. In a world designed to scatter your attention, mindfulness strengthens your ability to concentrate. Closing thought for Principle 1. Mindfulness is like a quieting hand over the rippling pond of your mind. It doesn't erase the challenges of life, but it gives you the strength to navigate them with clarity and grace. As you begin to practice mindfulness, you'll discover a profound truth. Peace and clarity aren't found outside of you, they've been within you all along. In the next section, we'll explore how detachment, the art of letting go, can further enhance your ability to think clearly and live peacefully. Stay with me on this journey. Principle 2. Master the power of detachment. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you grip, the more it slips through your fingers. This is the nature of attachment. The harder we cling to outcomes, expectations, or desires, the more they control us, and the more we suffer when they don't go our way. Detachment, as taught in Buddhism, isn't about indifference or apathy. It's about freedom. The burden of attachment. Attachment is one of the root causes of suffering in Buddhist philosophy. When we attach ourselves to specific outcomes, people, or possessions, we create a lens through which we view the world. This lens distorts reality and clouds our thinking. Consider these examples. You might cling to the idea of a perfect career. When setbacks arise, a missed promotion or criticism, you feel not just disappointed, but devastated. In relationships, attachment might lead you to expect certain behaviors from your partner or friends. When they don't meet these expectations, frustration or conflict follows. These emotional reactions stem from a simple truth. We are trying to control things that are inherently uncontrollable. The Buddhist perspective on detachment. Buddhism teaches that everything in life is impermanent: jobs, possessions, even relationships. By recognizing this impermanence, we begin to let go of our need to cling. Detachment is not about giving up on life or relationships, it's about engaging fully with the world while maintaining inner peace. Think of it this way, rather than gripping the sand tightly, open your hand. The sand may still fall, but you're no longer fighting against its nature. This shift in mindset allows you to experience life with clarity and calm. A story. The broken teacup. There's a Zen teaching about a monk who treasured a delicate teacup. One day, as he admired its beauty, he thought, "This cup is already broken." What he meant was this: he accepted the cup's impermanence. One day, it would inevitably crack or shatter. By recognizing this truth, he freed himself from the anxiety of losing it. Instead of clinging to the cup, he could appreciate it fully in the present moment. This simple story carries a profound lesson. When we let go of our attachments, we open ourselves to true appreciation and clarity. The practical power of detachment. Detachment can feel abstract, but it's a skill you can cultivate. Here are practical ways to embrace it in your life. Pause and reflect. When you feel anxious about an outcome, pause. Ask yourself, am I clinging to something I can't control? Acknowledge your feelings without judgment and let them pass like clouds in the sky. Embrace impermanence. Remind yourself daily that change is inevitable. Reflect on the transient nature of life, not to feel despair, but to appreciate the present moment more deeply. Reframe your perspective. Instead of saying, "I need this to happen," shift to, "I would prefer this, but I'll be okay if it doesn't." This small change in language can have a profound impact on your mindset. Meditation on letting go. Take 5 minutes to sit quietly. Visualize something you're clinging to: a relationship, a goal, a possession. Imagine releasing it like a bird flying into the sky. Notice how it feels to let go. The freedom detachment brings. When you practice detachment, you'll notice several transformations in your life. Emotional resilience. Detachment allows you to navigate life's ups and downs with greater equanimity. You can face setbacks without losing your sense of inner peace. Deeper relationships. When you let go of expectations, your relationships improve. You stop trying to control or fix others, allowing them to be themselves. Clarity and decision-making. Detachment removes the filters of fear and desire, enabling you to see situations as they truly are. This clarity empowers you to make wiser decisions. A personal example. Let me share a personal story. A few years ago, I was deeply attached to the idea of achieving a specific career milestone. I worked tirelessly, often at the expense of my health and relationships. When things didn't go as planned, I was devastated. It felt like my worth was tied to that one goal. Through Buddhist teachings, I learned to detach from the outcome. I began to focus on the process instead, enjoying the work itself rather than obsessing over the result. Over time, I found a sense of peace and fulfillment that wasn't dependent on external success. And ironically, when I let go of my attachment, the opportunities once sought came more naturally. Closing thought for Principle 2. Detachment is not about giving up, it's about letting go. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of fear and expectations so you can live fully in the present. When you practice detachment, you'll find that the very things you once clung to, peace, clarity, happiness, begin to flow to you effortlessly. In the next section, we'll explore the power of simplicity and how embracing it can transform not just your thinking, but your entire approach to life. Stay tuned. Principle 3. Embracing simplicity. Have you ever felt paralyzed by overthinking? The endless options, conflicting advice, and fear of making the wrong choice. It's exhausting, isn't it? Simplicity, a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, offers a path out of this mental clutter. It's not about avoiding life's challenges, but about stripping away the excess to see what truly matters. Why the mind overcomplicates. Our minds have a natural tendency to overcomplicate things, in an effort to control outcomes or predict every possibility. we create layers of unnecessary worry. But this overthinking doesn't lead to better results, it leads to confusion and stress. Buddhism teaches that simplicity is not the absence of thought, but the clarity that arises when we focus only on what's essential. Think of simplicity as decluttering your mental space. Just as a clean, organized room brings peace, a simplified mind fosters clarity and calm. The power of simplicity, a metaphor. Imagine a glass of muddy water. If you stir it, the mud swirls around, making the water opaque. But if you let it settle, the mud sinks to the bottom, and the water becomes clear. This is what simplicity does for your mind. It allows the mental mud to settle so clarity can emerge. A story, The Wise Archer. There's a story in Buddhism about a young archer who wanted to be the best in his village. He practiced endlessly, perfecting every advanced technique. One day, an old monk asked him to hit a target. The archer focused, drew his bow, and hit the mark perfectly. The monk then blindfolded him and told him to try again. The archer hesitated and missed. The monk smiled and said, "Your skill is not in question, but your focus is scattered." True mastery lies in simplicity, not in doing many things, but in doing one thing fully. This story illustrates the essence of simplicity, cutting through distractions and focusing on what truly matters. The Buddhist perspective on simplicity. In Buddhist philosophy, simplicity is a form of wisdom. It teaches us to let go of unnecessary complexities and approach life with a clear, steady mind. Simplicity isn't about living less, it's about living purposefully. When applied to your daily life, simplicity can transform how you approach challenges, relationships, and even your own thoughts. Practical steps to embrace simplicity. Prioritize what truly matters. When faced with a problem or decision, ask yourself, what is the heart of the matter? Often, we get bogged down by secondary concerns or distractions. By focusing on the core issue, you simplify your thinking and make better decisions. Declutter your mind. Each day, take 5 minutes to write down the thoughts swirling in your head. Then, ask yourself, which of these truly need my attention? Let go of the rest. Limit information overload. In a world of constant notifications and news, decide what you consume. Set boundaries around social media or email, and focus on content that enriches you. Adopt a beginner's mindset. Approach challenges as if you're seeing them for the first time. Free yourself from preconceived notions and explore problems with curiosity and openness. Simplify your surroundings. Clear your physical space to clear your mental space. A clutter-free environment supports focused thinking and reduces mental stress. The emotional benefits of simplicity. Simplicity doesn't just clarify your thoughts, it also soothes your emotions. By focusing on what truly matters, you release the weight of unnecessary worries. You feel lighter, more in control, and better equipped to face life's challenges. Consider this analogy: life can feel like a tangled ball of string. When you try to unravel it all at once, the knots seem impossible to undo. But when you focus on one thread at a time, the tangle begins to loosen. Simplicity works the same way. It untangles the chaos of life, one step at a time. A personal insight. I used to overwhelm myself with endless goals, thinking I needed to achieve everything at once to feel fulfilled. But I learned through Buddhist teachings that clarity comes not from doing more, but from focusing on what aligns with your core values. By simplifying my priorities, I found not only greater productivity but also a deeper sense of peace. Closing thought for Principle 3. Simplicity is not a shortcut, it's a profound strategy for living with clarity and intention. By embracing simplicity, you strip away the noise and reveal the essence of life, the quiet, calm truth that lies beneath the surface. When you simplify your thoughts, decisions, and surroundings, you create space for clarity and wisdom to thrive. In the next section, we'll explore the transformative practice of self-inquiry and how questioning your beliefs can unlock deeper clarity and authenticity. Stay with me on this enlightening journey. Principle 4. The practice of self-inquiry. How well do you really know yourself? Not just the person you present to the world, but the beliefs, assumptions, and values that quietly shape your every thought and decision. Most of us live on autopilot, guided by unexamined ideas. But self-inquiry, a cornerstone of Buddhist practice, invites us to pause and ask, is this belief serving me? Or is it holding me back? The power of unexamined beliefs. Each of us carries a set of beliefs, many of which we've inherited from family, culture, or past experiences. These beliefs silently dictate how we see the world and respond to challenges. For example, you might believe success requires sacrifice, leading you to overwork and neglect your well-being. Or you might think, I'm not good at handling failure, which causes you to avoid risks and miss opportunities. Often, these beliefs go unquestioned, even when they no longer serve us. The practice of self-inquiry is about bringing these hidden thoughts to light, examining their validity, and choosing which ones to keep. A story, The Elephant and the Rope. A young elephant was tied to a small rope when it was a baby. Despite its strength, the grown elephant never attempted to break free because it believed the rope was unbreakable, just as it had been in its youth. This story illustrates how limiting beliefs can hold us captive, even when they're no longer true. Self-inquiry allows us to recognize the ropes in our own minds and free ourselves from them. How to practice self-inquiry. Self-inquiry doesn't require hours of meditation or philosophical study. It's a practical process that begins with simple, reflective questions. Here's how to start. Pause and observe. When you're faced with a challenging situation or strong emotion, take a moment to pause. Notice your immediate thoughts and reactions without judgment. Ask questions. Reflect on the following. What belief is influencing my reaction right now? Where did this belief come from? Is this belief absolutely true? Or could there be another perspective? Challenge the assumptions. For example, if you think, I'm not good enough to take on this challenge, ask yourself, what evidence supports this belief? Have I succeeded in similar situations before? What's the worst that could happen if I tried? Reframe the narrative. Replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of, I can't handle failure, try, failure is an opportunity to grow and learn. The benefits of self-inquiry. Clarity and authenticity. By questioning your beliefs, you uncover your true values and desires. This allows you to make decisions aligned with your authentic self. Emotional freedom. Many limiting beliefs are tied to fear, guilt, or shame. Releasing these beliefs brings a sense of liberation and peace. Personal growth. Self-inquiry helps you evolve. As you shed outdated ideas, you create space for new insights and perspectives. Improved relationships. When you understand your own motivations, you become more empathetic and less reactive in your interactions with others. A practical example. Let's say you've always believed, I need to make everyone happy to be a good person. This belief might lead to burnout as you prioritize others' needs over your own. Through self-inquiry, you might realize this belief stems from a childhood desire for approval. By questioning its validity, you could reframe it into something healthier. I can still be kind and compassionate while setting boundaries. This shift not only improves your well-being but also makes your kindness more sustainable. A personal reflection. I once struggled with the belief that I'm only valuable if I'm productive. This mindset pushed me to overwork, leaving little room for rest or joy. Through self-inquiry, I realized this belief came from societal pressure rather than my true self. By letting go of it, I found balance and redefined my sense of worth. Closing thought for Principle 4. Self-inquiry is like holding up a mirror to your inner world. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's through this reflection that you uncover the beliefs shaping your life. By questioning these beliefs, you gain the power to rewrite your story, one rooted in clarity, authenticity, and freedom. In the next section, we'll explore the practice of delayed judgment and how patience in forming opinions can deepen your wisdom and strengthen your relationships. Let's continue this journey together. Principle 5. Embrace delayed judgment. How often do you jump to conclusions about situations, people, or even yourself? In a world that rewards quick decisions and snap reactions, we're often pressured to judge before we fully understand. But Buddhist philosophy teaches us the profound value of patience and delayed judgment. By pausing, we open the door to deeper wisdom, empathy, and clarity. The nature of instant judgment. Our brains are wired for quick assessments. It's a survival mechanism that once helped our ancestors react to threats. However, in today's complex world, this instinct often leads us astray. Snap judgments are based on incomplete information, clouded by emotions and biases. Acting on these judgments can escalate conflicts, damage relationships, and lead to poor decisions. For example, you might assume a colleague is lazy because they missed a deadline, without considering external factors like personal challenges. Or you might label yourself as not good enough after one mistake, ignoring your broader capabilities. Delayed judgment invites us to pause and reflect before forming conclusions. It's not about indecision, it's about making room for understanding. A story, The Farmer's Luck. There's a famous Buddhist parable about a farmer whose horse ran away. His neighbors said, "What bad luck?" The farmer replied, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returned with several wild horses. The neighbors exclaimed, "What good luck?" The farmer again said, "Maybe." Later, the farmer's son broke his leg while trying to ride one of the wild horses. The neighbors said, "What bad luck?" The farmer still replied, "Maybe." Soon after, soldiers came to recruit young men for war but spared the farmer's son because of his injury. The neighbors now said, "What good luck?" This story illustrates the wisdom of delayed judgment. Situations are rarely as simple as they seem in the moment. By withholding judgment, the farmer avoided unnecessary emotional highs and lows, maintaining a sense of balance. The Buddhist perspective on patience. In Buddhism, patience is considered a virtue that fosters wisdom. Delayed judgment is an extension of this virtue. It allows us to observe situations with a calm mind, free from the cloud of immediate emotions. This pause creates space for reflection, understanding, and thoughtful responses. The shift from reaction to response. One of the key benefits of delayed judgment is the shift it creates from reaction to response. A reaction is immediate, driven by surface emotions. A response, however, is intentional and rooted in deeper understanding. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Your immediate reaction might be anger, But if you pause, you might realize they're rushing to an emergency. This perspective doesn't excuse the behavior, but it softens your emotional response and helps you move on without lingering frustration. Practical steps to practice delayed judgment. Pause before responding. When faced with a challenging situation, take a deep breath before reacting. Even a brief pause can create mental space for clarity. Ask reflective questions. Use moments of pause to ask yourself, what do I really know about this situation? What assumptions am I making? Could there be another perspective I'm missing? Observe your emotions. Notice how emotions like anger or fear influence your judgment. Acknowledge them without letting them control your actions. Gather more information. Before forming an opinion, seek additional context. This might involve asking questions, listening carefully, or simply waiting for events to unfold. Practice empathy. When judging others, consider their circumstances. What challenges might they be facing? How would you want to be judged in their position? The benefits of delayed judgment. Improved relationships. Pausing before reacting prevents misunderstandings and strengthens trust. It allows you to approach conflicts with empathy and patience. Better decision-making. When you delay judgment, you're less likely to act impulsively. Instead, you make thoughtful decisions based on a fuller understanding. Emotional stability. By resisting the urge to jump to conclusions, you avoid the emotional turbulence that often accompanies rash judgments. Personal growth. Delayed judgment fosters humility. It reminds you that you don't have all the answers and encourages you to approach life with curiosity and openness. A personal story. A few years ago, I had a disagreement with a close friend. I assumed they were being dismissive of my feelings, and I reacted with frustration. Later, I learned they were dealing with a personal crisis that had nothing to do with me. This experience taught me the power of delayed judgment. If I had paused to ask, what else might be going on here? I could have responded with compassion instead of anger. That lesson deepened my relationships and changed how I approach conflicts. Closing thought for Principle 5. Delayed judgment isn't about ignoring problems or being passive. It's about creating space to see the bigger picture. When you practice patience and reflection, you uncover hidden truths and strengthen your ability to navigate life's complexities with wisdom and grace. In the next section, we'll explore the final principle, strengthening mental filters, a powerful practice to protect your mind from negativity and distractions while nurturing clarity and focus. Let's continue. Principle 6, strengthening mental filters. In today's world, your mind is like an open door, constantly bombarded by information, opinions, and distractions. But just as you wouldn't let anyone walk into your home uninvited, why let every thought, idea, or emotion flood your mental space? Strengthening your mental filters is about consciously choosing what you allow into your mind, protecting your peace, and nurturing clarity. Why mental filters are essential. Every day, we're exposed to a flood of stimuli, social media, advertisements, gossip, criticism, and more. Without strong mental filters, this barrage can overwhelm us, leading to stress, anxiety, and a loss of focus. Buddhist teachings remind us that the mind is like a garden. If you allow weeds to grow unchecked, they will crowd out the flowers. Strengthening your mental filters is like tending to that garden, pulling out weeds and planting seeds that nourish your well-being. The cost of weak filters. Without conscious filtering, negativity easily seeps in. Comparisons on social media can make you feel inadequate. Criticism, whether from others or your own inner voice, can erode your confidence. Sensationalized news can leave you feeling anxious and powerless. These unchecked influences cloud your mental clarity and drain your emotional energy. A story, The Sage and the Vessel. A seeker once approached a sage, asking for wisdom. The sage handed him a vessel and began pouring water into it. The vessel quickly overflowed. Yet the sage kept pouring. The seeker exclaimed, "Stop! The vessel is full." The sage smiled and said, "Your mind is like this vessel. When it's full of noise, there's no room for wisdom." This story illustrates the importance of mental filters. To receive clarity and wisdom, you must first make space by filtering out what doesn't serve you. How to strengthen your mental filters. Limit negative inputs. Be mindful of what you consume. Unfollow accounts that evoke stress or comparison. Curate your digital environment with content that inspires and uplifts you. Practice gratitude. Focus on what's going well in your life. Gratitude shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance. Filtering out thoughts of lack or dissatisfaction. Set boundaries. Protect your mental space by saying no to unnecessary commitments, toxic conversations, or overexposure to negativity. Meditation and reflection. Spend time each day in quiet reflection. Meditation strengthens your awareness, helping you discern which thoughts and emotions deserve your attention. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with shape your mental environment. Choose companions who uplift and support your growth. The benefits of strong mental filters. Clarity of thought. Filtering out distractions allows your mind to focus on what truly matters. Emotional resilience. By letting go of negativity, you protect your emotional well-being and remain steady in the face of challenges. Greater productivity. A focused mind is a productive mind. With fewer distractions, you can channel your energy toward meaningful goals. Inner peace. A well-tended mental garden fosters a sense of calm and contentment. A personal insight. When I started consciously curating my mental inputs, I noticed a profound shift. Limiting time on social media, meditating daily, and choosing uplifting books and conversations created space for focus and peace. The more I practiced, the easier it became to filter out distractions and negativity. Closing thought for Principle 6. Your mind is your most precious resource. Strengthen your mental filters, and you'll find yourself more focused, resilient, and at peace. Remember, clarity isn't something that happens to you, it's something you cultivate. As we conclude this journey through the 6 Buddhist principles, I hope you've found inspiration and practical tools to transform your thinking and your life. Call to action: subscribe to the Path to Buddhist Wisdom. Thank you for joining me on this journey to explore the art of thinking clearly through Buddhist teachings. If you found value in this video, there's more wisdom to discover on this channel. Together, we'll dive deeper into ancient teachings, practical mindfulness techniques, and transformative stories to help you live a calmer, clearer, and more purposeful life. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. And if you're ready to take the first step toward clarity, leave a comment below sharing which principle resonated most with you. Let's walk this path to wisdom together. This structure ensures a strong ending, reinforcing engagement while inspiring viewers to subscribe and join the journey. The call to action feels natural, aligned with the video's purpose, and invites interaction. What do you think?